I'm here tonight with the singer-songwriter of a band who need no introduction for most of you here in Seattle. I mean, they've been putting out music, they've been putting out records, playing shows for a minute now, and they've been shouted out on this podcast more than any other band I can think of in Seattle, other than possibly Astor House.
I was going to say, Astor House, though?
You and John, Astor House, y'all are like tied right now. But this band I speak of course, is Beverly Crusher. And this gentleman joining me tonight is their singer, songwriter, mastermind, Cozell Wilson. Thank you for taking the time to come on tonight, man.
Thank you for waiting for me to get on here.
No, man, it's all good, man. I mean, how are you doing right now, dude?
I'm good. I'm just chilling at home, and got my podcast setup isn't as nice as yours with the nice black background, but you know, I'm out here.
Oh, dude, it's the Walmart sheets, man. You already know.
Is it? They look so nice.
Trade secret.
I want to get like that green screen thing where it goes on the back of your computer chair. It looks pretty dorky, but at the same time, like, that could be pretty sweet.
We're all learning how to do this stuff in COVID, you know?
Right.
So.
Right. I was like over prepared for this. I've got like cameras everywhere. Like stuff is falling over. But you know, it's like you said, it is what it is.
Hey, we're musicians, man. We make it work. So, you know,
right.
Do what you got to do.
Right.
Man, speaking of the music, you all are recording right now. You got new music on the way.
Well, it's kind of hard with everything going on. We got to be safe.
Yeah.
And so like right now it's kind of hard for us to get together. Cause Max is working and he's got like me and Sam are kind of just chilling, like working on music, but we gotta think about everybody and not just us trying to finish the project. So it's moving a little bit slower than I would like it to be, but we've only got like 3 songs left to record.
Do you live together or share a house, or you got a germ circle going on, or like what's the setup with that?
No, Max is married.
Okay.
So he definitely doesn't live with any of us. Sam lives up in Greenwood, and I live on the hill.
Okay.
We practice, and we now, like before we were being like a little bit more loose, but now we're like taking it more serious. We got like it sucks, but we'll like have the masks on and everything, and it's pretty brutal, but it's what you got to do.
I was going to say, playing punk rock in a mask, man, where you're just like sweating and going all out. And you're like, I feel like I'm struggling to breathe when I've done that. You know, It's like,
yeah, it's terrible. It really is. And like,
it's
you
not
know,
optimal.
we've been known to have an adult beverage or two, but it's just not fun to just like have all that funk under you and you're sweating and like your cheekbones. And then I'm screaming harder because I gotta get the lyrics out, but like also we're like working on new material, so I'm like I'm not completely confident in what I'm doing yet, but like I gotta like yell it louder so that it's more audible. It's strange.
Yeah, man, it's just a different world for recording. I mean, would you say this has been like your previous records, or are you all experimenting around a little bit more for this next release, trying out different stuff?
It's way less rushed. That's for sure.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've been working on it for like a year and a half, but like there's no like, man, we got to get this out right now because everything is going on right now, and everything is so hot right now. There's the only people we need to catch up to is ourselves. I feel like, as far as like progressing with music, it's just like how much work do we put in? That's how much we get out. But like, also there's only so much that you can put in technically, like going to the studio and stuff. And also like, we need money.
Throw out your Venmo real quick for anybody who's listening. I was going to say, wants to help out Beverly Crusher.
Sustainable Shred, please.
There you go.
Hook it up.
Sustainable Shred on Venmo. You heard him, man.
But our engineer is really cool. Like we've we broke him off a piece, and we've got it's a really good plan that he's got us set up on, where it's like, instead of us just showing up every day that we're recording and we're just like trying to bang out as much stuff as we can for budget, we just set like, okay, this is how much we're gonna spend, and we'll just work on it, and so we're like slowly chipping away at it, like I said. Yeah. But it's like, I like that feeling a lot better, where it's not like, oh no, we need to change this thing and that's gonna cost us another $1,000. Basically, it's just me talking about how awesome it is that he's really cool and he's gonna work with us.
Not for nothing, I don't know if you have too much of a choice these days.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, we're not giving him pennies, that's for sure. But I
also don't know how many other bands are lined up to record right now at most studios. Truth be told,
and that's the thing. It's like we got in like we made the plan like I want to say in like November of 2019 or something like that. 2019, yeah. So and then we're slowly cruising, but like we were really the only. It's like us, and I think he was working on one other project. So it's not like there's a bunch of people in and out of there. Like my main amp has lived there since, I don't know, like March. No, that's not true. Like July. It's just over there.
I have to ask you a question about that too, because I was talking to Nicole from the Black Ends earlier, and she wanted me to ask you like what you got for the amp and the pedals these days. Like, what are you using with all that stuff, man?
Man,
shout out to Nicole, by the way.
Yeah. I was messaging. I'm in a group chat with Nicole and some other musicians. Okay. To be honest, my amp setup is like really simple. I just play a hot rod DeVille. That's it. Not rocket science. But I guess there's a little science behind it, because like I only have 2 of the speakers on. So like you get like the deluxe, the hot rod deluxe. They're 2 speakers, but I've got a 4x10, but I only have 2 of the 4x10s on, so you can crank it and get tone without like destroying everybody and like drowning out the sound. Pedal wise, let me show you.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little something.
Let's do this. So this is just the box of a data corruptor, which is a crazy pedal, and I don't actually have it with me, but the box is here. So I got that because I was really excited, and it makes all kind of weird like synthy things, but it turns out it's not for me. But I just got this to put on my pedal board yesterday, actually. Oh, there you go.
It's an old flashback, because I had the small one. But like when I was going wild at shows, and I would stomping on and off, my foot would always hit the knob.
Ooh, yeah.
And so by the end of the show, I've got like this wash of delay every time that I go for a lead, and I don't realize it, because like you're in the middle of the moment.
Yeah.
But then like
it don't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm packing everything away, and like the feedback is way here, and I'm like, oh man. So
you see the playback, you're the next day, and you're just like, oh God, what happened there, man?
Yeah. And I mean, it's in the moment it's fine, but in hindsight, I had to put some safety precautions in store for myself. And so I went back to the Line 6 DL4, the green one that everybody loves, but that thing is not that great.
That's one thing that drives me nuts about live streams and that stuff, where you're like playing those versus playing an actual show. It's like in the moment, it doesn't matter. Everybody's vibing, everybody's having a good time. And it's like minor stuff like that. Like, oh, I hit a button too far this way, or oh, like I dropped this or that. It's like, it's almost negligible in a setting like that. But that's like when you have a live stream and it's like, that's all you have is the visual and the sound in that moment. Then it's like, oh my God, it becomes like the end of the world, man.
Yeah, we did Shelter Fest, which was really cool experience. And and we played a new song, and like honestly, I thought we killed it. And then when I heard the playback, because I was playing through I've been playing through my backup amp because my amp's at the studio, and there's no reverb on it, so I use a reverb pedal. But I didn't hit the reverb pedal, and so like the whole time my guitar is like super dry, and I'm like taking the leads and the solos, and I'm like, yeah, like this is freaking rad. But then I listened to it, and it like my guitar sounded like it needed lotion. It was so bad. Luckily, those guys were like perfectionists, and they had like everything mic'd up. So I was like, please, when you put this on YouTube afterwards, you gotta do something to it. But like a bunch of people watched that, and people were feeling it. But I was like, man, this is embarrassing.
You also missed like the crowd interaction of what was the story that I heard when y'all did band in Seattle, and some dude like jumped on the stage and he like ended up, okay, we don't have to talk about that.
We can talk about it. I was just thinking about it. It's like one of those things where like, first off, when you do band in Seattle, they give you a lecture. They're like, look, you can drink as much of this beer as you want, but be able to perform afterwards.
Sure.
After you get done drinking. And so like we're like, cool, so like 4 beers. So I've got a pretty good buzz going on, and I'm just like in the zone. And they've got like cranes swinging around. I'm like, man, I'm on TV. This is fantastic. But also it's like it's a stage, but it's also a set. So like if something goes wrong, like somebody run up and do something. So since I'm on the main microphone, the guy came up and he grabbed the microphone. I thought he was just gonna adjust it, and I was like, well, that's a little tacky, but it's fine. But then he like started singing. But the worst part is that like, well, not the worst, the funniest part is that like I went over to him, but then like me and Max looked at each other, but it was like one of those moments where you're like, are we gonna fight this guy? And then you see Max, because I kind of like fall back a little bit, but Max like really gives him like a good push, and I was like, it was like, if we would have had 5 of those free beers, like and all the guy said in the mic was, I want to get kicked out right now. Kick me out. It's like so random.
And they edited all that out too. It's like, because you don't even see that in like the regular.
Wait, I thought they didn't put that on there. I thought it was on there.
Not from what I heard. Yeah, because it was who told me that story? It was Ian from Action S, because we were talking about that, because he was actually there.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like when you actually see the episode, it's like no, they took all that out, man, or something.
Yeah, I think they used some of that same foot, because they like cut in between things, so they alluded to it, but they didn't show like the full action. But you can watch the whole thing on YouTube, because they have the whole. Oh, I don't know if they still have it up there, but
no, because I remember I watched the whole thing on YouTube, and I was just like, when I heard that story, I was like, I don't remember seeing anything like that.
Yeah,
like,
well, they have the live stream.
Okay,
and it's like 3 hours long. You can comb through it and you can see it.
Gotcha.
It's just like, no, I remember when I'm watching the footage, and I'm like, well, that was awkward.
I want to ask you too, because I just went to the premiere on Thursday, the virtual premiere for Danny Denial's new Black Apocalyptic web series, Bazooka, that he's got coming out, because that's starring Ava Walker from the Black Tones, Nicole Swims, Black Ends. I want to say Cameron Lavie Jones has a cameo in there as well.
He's got it's like literally like right. He sits, it's like right in my computer chair like this.
Okay. That was that computer chair. Okay, now I recognize it. Okay, yeah. No, because I remember that, man. I mean, how was that working with Danny on all that, and working with everybody?
It was cool. I mean, we never really worked together, but like we talk and whatnot. But it was cool to finally be a part of one of those experiences. It's kind of intimidating a little bit, because because there's a lot that like people like are really into the things that he does. So I was like, okay, don't screw it up. And then like all these cool artists and stuff, I'm like, I'm like, yo, you guys don't know how old I am. Like, I'm glad you still think I'm cool, but I'm 36, man. You guys are like 23. Well, I mean, he's not 23, but you know what I mean. I'm like, get my little last licks in here. But it was a cool experience, and kind of like he has a plan, and it's a good plan, but it changes a little bit. It's like on the fly, but he's good at it. And so like what he was able to accomplish just in what we shot, because we didn't have that many shoot days, and the series isn't done, but
yeah,
there was a lot of stuff. And
you have to shoot within like the safety guidelines of COVID.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
We're like all in mask. Like at Central Saloon, we're doing shooting there, and like I went and got the pizza, and I like brought the pizza back, and I was like, I was done shooting, but I was like, fine, I'll wait and get the pizza because I've got a van. I'll go swoop it up and bring the pizza back, and I'm like, all right, well, let me get my cut. I got to get out of here. And I was like, no, only one person can touch the pizza, and you have to wait. And then they put their gloves on and stuff. And I'm like, I gotta get out of here. God. I just went and drove and got the pizza. But like, that is the kind of things that happen when you film during COVID-19. You just can't eat when you want to.
The catering becomes impossible on the set. Man.
The craft services, it just all falls apart.
Who are you looking forward to playing a show with when everything comes back from all this? From Seattle? Yeah, let's start with Seattle. Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you can throw out anybody you want, but yeah. I'm looking forward to playing a show with Bricks and Swells, even though like we're not the same sort of vibe, but like we all have the same friends, but. The drummer and their band is a maniac at shows, and he posted a video of him just going crazy in the crowd at the show like yesterday, and I was like, when we play, bring that same energy. And he was like, the same, even though like it would kind of be it would be very inappropriate for me to bring that energy, but applicable to their set. But they're just fun people. Man, Bricks and Swells. Anybody else on that list? Could be from anywhere.
In general, like honestly, I don't know too many Portland bands, but like I want to. That's like what I want to do next is like kind of like get a little bit more solidified down there. Bring some of the Beverly crushing down there. Like I don't see why. Like I think we played like one show down in Portland ever. Like that's the sort of place where like we could be going there like once every 2 or 3 months. Like I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know why we're sleeping on it. We're learning. Like 6 years in, finally I think we got it.
On that note, I want to go ahead and play a couple songs from y'all, and we're going to be back here in just a minute with an encore.
Baby, I always knew you made me pay.
Can we expect another round of pumpkin spice?
I don't know. I think it's over.
You're retiring the pumpkin spice, dude?
With the state of the world and just all the politics. No, I'm just playing. Of course, man. I have so much pumpkin spice. Like, here's the thing. Like, people were like, "Oh, it's over," but like, it's not. The only problem that happened is when every time that I try to post a video on Instagram for like, they did an update, and since then, when I try to post a 16:9 video, it just crops it back in, so I can't post the wide video. I thought that I fixed it. Like, I uninstalled it and I reinstalled it, and it was fine. But then I just went to post one like 2 days ago. Like, I made a post and I was like, I realized I fixed it finally, and then I tried to do it again, and then it was broken again. So maybe like I just have to reinstall Instagram every time. I don't know.
When you put so much effort into this stuff and then it's like at the last minute, like Instagram just screws you over with something like that, and you're like, damn it.
Yeah, so it's like, you know what? Fine, I'll take a break. But I've got like 7 done videos that I could post at any time.
I just felt left out because you went to the Kid Valley that was over on 50th right near where I'm at, because they had the pumpkin spice shakes right over there, man. I just want to be like, dude, next time you're doing that, just fucking give me a message or something. I'll meet you over.
Yeah, man, that one was like, it was weird because like a lot of those, like, you know, I'm just by myself, and I got a text from somebody, and they were like, they sent me the picture of that thing, and I was like, oh. Well, and I was at substation, so I was like, well, I'll just drive down 50th on my way back to the hill. But then I like go into that Kid Valley, and it's always like super empty and like kind of kind of hood in there.
I don't know if I describe it as hood, but
that day it was. It's like okay. It just like it's just the customer service vibes I always get in there. I'm like,
okay, that's different. I know what you're talking about. My bad. Okay,
I'm getting like Spanaway vibes, and so, but then I'm like,
I know exactly what you mean at that one.
And I was outside, and the lady, she was nice, and she brought it out to me, and then I was like outside, like because I was like trying to get my B-roll shots and stuff, and then and then I like I tasted it outside and like filmed a video. I can't remember. I think I did it again afterwards. I can't remember if I posted the one, because like sometimes I do have to redo it and then just like re-say the stuff that I said before, which, sorry, cat's out of the bag. It doesn't happen that much.
Take 2.
Yeah,
it's whatever. You got to do what you got to do, man. It's the pumpkin spice. The pumpkin spice shall be honored.
But there's this next go. I've got some interesting pumpkin spice stuff. Like, I did some pumpkin spice chapstick. I did. I got pumpkin spice THC infused sugar that I put onto cereal, and then I just played Fortnite with Max and Sam and some other guys for like 3 hours, and various other things. But there's still, like, I've got a pumpkin spice cabinet. There's probably like 20 more things in there that I could eat. I probably should start eating them because they get stale.
I want to switch gears here for a sec and ask you, because you've been making music in Seattle for some years now. I mean, how have you all watched Seattle change over that time, for better or for worse?
It's that's kind of a hard question, because like, while Seattle itself has changed, like also it when we started in 2014, like, it was really hard to do anything, but that's just because nobody knew who we were, and honestly, we weren't as good. But like, like it gets easier the longer you play music in Seattle, but like watching everything change, it like it for a minute it blossomed into this cool thing that we had going at Therapy Lounge, because I bartended there and I would just like do like fundraiser shows and all kind of stuff. That's where I think that's where I first played with like Antonioni and like Tres Leches and all these bands that were around in like 2016, 17 that aren't really around anymore, like the Dumps and like what was the Gang Cult and like all these sick bands like around when Charms was like really big.
Okay.
And and Sharif owned that bar and he would play in Killer Ghost. It was just like there was like a whole cool thing going on, and then that kind of like fizzled out a little bit, and then then I started working at a different music venue, and then I was working at Chop Suey, and then like it just kind of like for me it's changed. That my perception of Seattle music has changed depending on what music venue I've worked at. So like when I was working at Therapy and we're doing shows, it was different than when I was working at Chop Suey and doing shows. But also because I was working at Chop Suey, I kind of got better shows too.
Yeah,
or at least you like get to know people that can get. Yeah, I got better shows because I worked at Chop Suey for sure. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I worked with Bree from Taco Cat, and we got to play at the Showbox with him because he's my coworker and she's a really nice person. I really appreciated that. But then I started working at Substation, and that's a whole different like when I started working at Substation, I was like, I had no idea any of this existed. It's just like a whole new world of music. And so like for me, as time goes by, it's my perception is still always based kind of on where I'm working at, really. Because I'm of the opinion that it's good to keep everything like kind of close. Like I play music, but I also do like camera, video stuff, and like DJ and bartend, and it all goes hand in hand, and you can do all of that from a music venue. And so I feel like it's a good way to keep your hands on the pulse of what's going on.
What did you learn about yourself in 2020, and how are you trying to be better in 2021?
I learned in 2020 that more people pay attention than you think to like your music and stuff. Like it kind of like I didn't really think that my music affected people, our music from Beverly Crusher affected people as much as it does. Like people be like, yeah man, like I respect you as a guitarist and all this stuff, and I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? You don't really think about that. Like I'm like watching like 17-year-olds on YouTube, like, man, how do I do that? So it's like your output is more important to people than you know. So it's important to take care of yourself and put yourself in better situations to be able to continue to do what you and everybody loves to do, kind of, is what I took away from 2020. And also, I learned how to save money. Like, really? That's what I learned, how to save money. I learned how to save money. If you go back into any like 2020 interview, like in most of them, I was thrown in there. I was like, yo, buy Bitcoin. I wasn't playing. Like, people out here broke, and I was like, I'm telling you, follow me into the light. But
Have you seen on like the overpass? I think it's like the 90 overpass where it crosses I-5, and somebody just like graffitied like Bitcoin and like, you know, big bubble graffiti letters on
Are
that.
you serious?
I was like, I'm serious.
That's sick.
Yeah. So somebody out there goes hard for Bitcoin, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, Cozell, thank you for joining me this evening, man. It's been a pleasure. And anything else you'd like to add before we wrap this up?
I don't. No. Okay. I shouldn't. Yeah. It's me, Cozell from Beverly Crusher here. Shout out to Max. Shout out to Sam. Those are the other two members. We're very close to finishing an album. There is some good talk of maybe a local label of some sorts maybe doing something with us, which would be really dope. Okay. If you guys want to buy a t-shirt for us so that we can pay our engineer,
yes,
hit us up. I'll do it. I'll if you're in Seattle, I'll drive it to you. If not, I'll put that ish in the mail. Yeah, I think. Oh, and always make sure that you tune in to Raised on Rhythm with Nate Lewis.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Cozell, thank you so much again. We'll see you next time.
Yep.